another BMW 3 Series. I know we had the Touring recently, and this is a sedan, but it is getting a bit boring, isn't it? Fortunately, this is no ordinary 3 Series, but a 330e. E what?
330e is a plug-in hybrid. Yes, it's one of those cars you can charge from a socket and drive a couple of dozen kilometers in zero emissions mode before the petrol engine kicks in. This is supposed to give you a claimed fuel economy figure of 2.1 liters per 100 kilometers, which, like in Volvo XC90 T8, isn't all that simple. Off the record, I'm a BMW i3 fanboy, but I often hear the electric supermini is a bit too much. I get it, not everyone is an automotive exhibitionist like yours truly. In case of the 330e, nobody's going to say you lost your marbles because it's just another sensible executive sedan. Only a trained eye will spot the electric socket door around the left fender, otherwise it's an ordinary F33 series. Okay, so the boot is around 100 liters smaller because extra batteries are under the floor where additional storage normally is. Also inside, the car looks ordinary. The only noticeable difference is a button next to the gear lever, which is for switching between auto, electric and battery save modes. Let me explain.
First of all, sorry about the weather. You probably see nice and sunny weather in some of the cutaways, and in some of the cutaways you will see rain. This is something I have no control over. Anyway, plug-in hybrid means that this car can drive in electric mode only for longer distances, as long as you're sensible with the fun pedal. In auto mode, the 330e will turn on the petrol engine at around 60-70 kilometers per hour, which is reasonable because electric motor is more efficient at lower city speeds.
Should I really want to, I can switch into max e-drive mode and eventually reach 120 kilometers per hour. BMW claims this car can do up to 40 kilometers in fully electric mode. My record was 33 kilometers, but realistically, we're talking 25. You can improve the result by a couple of clicks if you precondition the car. That means let it cool or heat up while it's still plugged in. I suppose if you charge it once a day and your daily commute is about 50 kilometers, you should get about 3-4 liters per 100 kilometers driving in electric and hybrid mode.
Speaking of hybrids, when the big batteries run out, BMW 330e is still a Prius-like hybrid. That means the electric motor mainly helps the car to get moving, but in certain situations the car can also drive short distances on electricity.
And last but not least, the battery save mode. That's pretty self-explanatory. You conserve power, for example, on the motorway to drive in zero emissions mode around town. If your batteries are below 50%, the car will charge them up to 50%. If you're driving in sport mode, you can even charge them up to 80% capacity, but I doubt this will really be worthwhile saving.
Some technical data. Under the bonnet of this car is a 184 horsepower, 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine like in a BMW 320i. However, with the electric motor, and by the way, the electric motor is mounted in front of the gearbox, with the electric motor I get 252 horsepower, which is the 330i power output. The difference is that the 330i uses, realistically speaking, around 10 liters per 100 kilometers, and the 330e uses about half of that. The hybrid drivetrain adds about 150 kilograms, but with 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time of 6.1 seconds, the 330e is just 0.3 of a second slower than 330i. Also, the hybrid makes 420 Newton meters of torque, which is close to the 3-liter 340i power output figure. And you can feel how flexible this powertrain is despite the extra weight.
If I didn't know about the additional kilograms, I'd probably not feel them. The only bit that betrays this car's little secret is relatively light steering, courtesy of adaptive power steering and brakes, yes. Press the brake pedal and nothing happens for a while, and then the brakes start to bite. Also in city traffic, the car stops with a little jerk. I had a similar experience with Volvo XC90 T8, so it's probably to do with regenerative braking.
Another side effect of the electric drivetrain is silence, and silence exposes some deficiencies of BMW craftsmanship. Now, we won't hear it today, because today the temperature is around 16 degrees Celsius, but over the last few days when I drove this car, it was way above 20, and when it was way above 20, I heard clear squeaking from around the left passenger seat in the back.
Otherwise, it's a BMW rear-wheel drive 8-speed automatic with optional paddle shifters, which I don't need. For reasons which remain obscure to me, this car was specified with the M Sport package, which doesn't really fit its character and doesn't help usability. I'd rather have smaller rims and fatter tires to help damper the extra mass. And it's a shame BMW did not use the electric motor to power the front wheels, because that would give us an all-wheel drive system.
Otherwise, the car is sensibly spec'd. I've got sat-nav with real-time traffic information and concierge services, that's good. I've got power seats with memory. Well, the driver's seat has got memory, and that's what you need. And there is also a 360-degree camera and keyless access.
And the price is quite attractive too, for a BMW anyway. 320i with automatic gearbox starts at 37 grand, 330i automatic is 42 grand, and 330e automatic as standard is 43 grand, plus around 20,000 euro worth of options in this car. I could easily save 5 to 6 grand on stuff I don't need here, and this makes it a very sensible car indeed.
Charging from a home socket takes about 3.5 hours. If you go for the optional wall box or use one of city chargers like this one, it's going to take about 2.5 hours. I wish they made a touring version of this car, because that would be the perfect BMW.
And would you like to see one of your favorite cars as a plug-in hybrid, or maybe even full electric? Let me know in the comments below. Rate, share and subscribe if you like what I do. Help me on Patreon or PayPal, links below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.